Situated on the eastern shores of Lake Nipissing, and a short 100 kilometers to the northeast lies the Nipissing First Nation, and to the south, the city of North Bay. Connecting these two communities is the 70-year-old Duchesnay Creek Bridge. Originally built from wood in 1937, this historic bridge is in desperate need of replacement. Thankfully, Miller is up for the challenge. However, they won't be tackling this project alone. The Nipissing community and Miller have teamed up to form the first ever joint partnership with a First Nation. The two will work together, learning from each other and helping the community as they replace a significant piece of infrastructure. And since this is an historic project, it won't be replaced by a standard steel bridge. Laminated high-quality Douglas fir girders will be put in its place. A first of its kind in Ontario, this project is more than just construction, it's art.
So I'm Frank Vandenberg. I work with the Nipissing Miller General Partnership, and I'm the project coordinator for this project. So we're at the Duchesnay Creek Bridge on Highway 17B near North Bay, Ontario. So it's a pretty unique project because we're replacing the last deck timber truss bridge in Ontario. This bridge behind me was built in 1937. It was closed last January by the Ministry for Safety Precautions, and now here we are replacing it.
So my name is Scott McLeod. I am the current Chief of Nipissing First Nation, and I've been Chief for almost 6 years now. So this bridge represents a vital link, not only from an economic base, but from services, whether it be emergency services, education, transportation, into the core of the downtown. Whatever is good for North Bay is good for Nipissing First Nation and vice versa.
Well, this is the main connection for the east end of the community to the city of North Bay. There's a lot of people who live and work in this area who work in North Bay. The bridge that was here previously, was a very well-used bridge, very old bridge built in the 30s. Had a lot of heritage values associated with it, but it had reached the end of its useful life. We also took a look at, the opportunity it presented for us to get involved in the project beyond just being consulted and to take a more active role in building the bridge.
This is a very unique project because we're in a general partnership between the Nipissing First Nations and Miller Paving Limited. This was a sole source project from the Ministry of Transportation because of our relationship with the First Nations in this area. It's going to be a great project because we're going to take on the best of Nipissing First Nations guys and train them to be able to perform our tasks and our roles that we've been doing so successfully within Miller. And it couldn't be a better partnership.
The first step in this monumental project is the removal of the old bridge. Originally built from wood in the 1930s, this bridge is extremely heavy. To overcome this obstacle, the team has called on Mamu, experts in heavy lifting. They will raise the bridge up, so it can then be rolled to the south side and easily disassembled on flat ground. 300-ton rollers are placed under the structure that will allow the excavator to pull the bridge away from over the river, while the crane supports the weight on the other side. The old bridge comes out safely and without any issues as planned, making way for the substructure work that needs to be finished before in-water working restrictions are implemented in March. It's full steam ahead during the cold winter weeks.
So yeah, we're now at the beginning of March. As you can see behind me, we got lots going on. Our subcontractor completed the deep foundation work on the west side, and they're currently on the east side installing the 2 piles for the east pier. Our guys are busy at work getting the foundation work completed for the substructure. So currently we're getting the base ready to be able to start standing up our formwork for our piers. After that, we're gonna get a big push to get all the rock protection in play before our in-water restriction starts at the end of March. All things said, things went very well this winter there with the deep foundations work, and we're pushing forward to get out of the ground. The crew's been amazing. They've worked through quite a bit of weather here. Everyone's been safe. Everyone's been working hard. Things are moving on up.
The team has finished their work in the water just in time. Now they can focus on completing the concrete piers.
So it's now mid-April. We're doing all the substructure work on both ends of the bridges. We're a little further ahead on the west end. As you can see, the piers completed. So with that, we got to complete our footings, our abutments, our wing walls, ballast walls, and all our bearing seats. So there's a lot of concrete work ahead of us for the next couple months to get in preparation for the girders to arrive. It was a big push, so the guys worked really hard in regards to getting these piers up to be ready for these girders when they show up.
We're just finishing up this side here, ready for the girders. It's going well. Yeah, everybody's doing their part. The girders should be here within the next week or 2. That's going to be something different to see. All wood girders going to be very unique. I think it is. It's going to be something else.
As the concrete abutments are completed, the Douglas Fir Bridge components start to arrive. With this unique project comes unique tasks, and for this bridge, the Douglas Fir girders will need to be assembled by hand before being lifted into place.
There's actually quite a few components that it takes to put everything together, including 270,000 nails to put it together, thousands beyond thousands of shear connector plates of different varieties. So, there's a lot of pieces to put this puzzle together.
With the first girder fully assembled, it's time for the Mammoet crane to finally lower it into place.
Good.
So it's a big milestone day for us. We got our first piece of glue lam girder and arch in. Really, it's just like a giant wooden puzzle we're trying to put together here. So the guys did a really good job following the blueprints that we have to put it together, and as you can see behind us, it went in really without a hitch. So now that we're moving forward to the next piece, we're gonna have a few more things that are gonna come up, but we're just gonna get through them like we did the first one.
When I found out that once we were removing a wooden structure, I didn't think that we'd be installing new wooden structures, so obviously it's been a pretty unique project. Quite a few hurdles. Working with wood can always be tricky. Obviously expands and contracts when you're trying to fit wooden trusses together, so it's been unique for sure.
With assistance from Mammoet, the Nipissing Miller team will continue to assemble and install all of the Douglas Fir girders over the coming weeks.
Oh, it feels great. It's a big day for us here at Nipissing Miller. We've been here for about 14 months. We're just about to put the last piece of blue lam beam in, so then we're going to shut the site down for the winter, but it's a big day for us. I can't commend the guys enough of what's gone on here. So this bridge, no one's ever built one of these before, specifically in Ontario. So, I mean, every single piece on this bridge had to be put together by hand. So from the nailing of the plates, threading the bolts, putting in the nuts, washers, everything, all these guys put everything together by hand. The next phase of work is the precast deck panels that get placed on top of the beams. There's a lot of concreting and physical work left after this, so a few big toys to come in and put the precast. Fair bit of work yet.
And as the winter finally begins to thaw, the Nipissing Miller team can resume their work on the historic Duchesnay Creek Bridge. The first step is installing the precast concrete slabs from Miller.
So it's May 10th, 2021. It's a big day for us. It's our first real week back on site, getting the project back up to speed. The week is going to comprise of us installing precast deck panels on top of the glue laminated wood beams that we installed last winter. So it's the last of the biggest hurdles that we have left to do with the heavy equipment. So we have 28 precast deck panels to install, which will take us approximately 2 weeks to complete. So these precast deck panels were fabricated at our Miller Northern Precast facility in New Liskeard, Ontario. It's been great being able to do our own precast because we can control the materials, we can control our costs, and we know what goes into that product. Keep going. You got her, Dave? Okay. Towards you, eh, Chris? Towards you, an inch. Ah, you're pretty good there now, Mario. We finished flying in the last of our precast deck panels, which was the last of the largest operations we had on the project. Everything went well from the substructure to the girder installation and now to the precast deck panel installation. This hasn't been done in Ontario before. This bridge has never been built in Ontario. There's only a handful of glue laminated structures of this size in Canada. So it just kind of goes to show that even if you haven't done something before, with a lot of planning and a good crew, you can get anything done.
This is the one of the kind of a bridge with wood girders and arches with 4 pieces all put together with so many bolts and plates and screws and everything. This was the job which required the most precision. Everything has to be where it has to be, or you find it out later.
With all the precast slabs in, Nipissing Miller can now spend the next few months laying down all the additional bridge elements needed. And now the bridge is ready to be paved.
I'm Jody Giesler from Miller Paving North Bay. I'm the operations manager. Today we're doing the finishing touches of putting the surface course on the bridge and the rest of the road. And the next step for here is they'll have to line paint it and they'll be good to open it.
Paving is more than just laying down asphalt. Nipissing Miller also has to ensure that the quality is not compromised in any way.
Today, Mark and his guys are out here paving. What we're going to do today is we're going to take samples of the asphalt. We're going to test that to make sure that all of the qualities of the asphalt are correct, just to make sure that the road has its pliability and durability that we want to see. Essentially, that's why we're here. We're here to ensure that all the work is being done to spec, that all the work is being done properly, that the finished product is exactly what Miller said it would be.
Good morning, Chief Scott, Councillor, Dwayne, Brandon, employees and everyone else here this morning to celebrate the grand opening of this masterpiece and great story about a great partnership. What a great job by the partnership that built an amazing structure. I'd like to thank everyone involved in this massive project, starting by the Nipissing First Nation team, who first off agreed to partner with the Miller Group. In the name of Miller, you can be assured that we're very proud of our involvement in this project, and we're very proud of being your partners. Thank you.
I want to say a huge miigwech to all the workers that have dedicated all the hours and all the hard work to make this whole project possible. Without any further ado, I'd like to make this official by doing the ribbon cutting ceremony. From the province of Ontario's point of view, this is a historic bridge. From our community's perspective, it's a historic business arrangement that hasn't happened till this very day. And as we move forward in this new partnership of doing things and being more inclusive, I think this represents a very, not metaphorical, but actually literal bridge building between our communities. So I want to say Chimigwich, and let's go ahead.
This was really a sharing experience between us. This structure is one of a kind. It's only the second one that's been built in Canada. And we learned from each other through the project. We respected. Sometimes we looked at aspects of the project in different ways, but we were able to exchange. And there was a real partnership throughout the full project.
It's been over 150 years to get us to this point where we can actually participate as real people and real citizens of this province. I think the big lesson here for both parties is trust. When you trust somebody fully and it's reciprocal, you can gain a lot. And I think that's what we're seeing here in the partnership with Miller.
We learned a lot. We learned a lot about the heritage of the First Nations community here. They learned a lot about bridge building. We trained each other in different aspects of it. The partnership is going to continue to gain momentum and moving into the future.
So there was a lot of people involved to get us to where we are today. I learned a lot of new things that I didn't know about the Nipissing First Nation, and that's about the capability of what they have around here, from the workers that do great jobs to a lot of their contractors in the area that have the heavy equipment, the supplies, everything. Like we're very well equipped to do projects like this in the future, and it's really great to learn that, and it was great to build that relationship and bring our experience in and teach them how to do this for future projects for themselves. We couldn't thank everybody enough for all the hard work they did to get us to where we are today.